Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to make this beautiful one-sided diamond or web and one-sided fan autogele. Materials needed for these tutorials are your sewing machine, your scissors, pins, hand needle and a matching thread, measuring tape, your autogele base. If you don't know how to make an autogele base, I will be leaving a link in the description box on how to make it. So I'll start with the diamond or web part. 19 inches, 27 inches, 35 inches and 43 inches. Okay, if you are not using an ashoke fabric, just use 43 inches by 24 inches. Okay, next is to join the diamond or web part. Okay, I'll be joining them. I'll be starting with the smallest. I'll be joining them from the middle so that the excess fabric that I have on the two sides will be equal. So I'll fold in half. I'll insert a pin. I'll repeat the same thing here. Okay, I'll place them like this. I'll be overlapping by 1/4 of an inch. I'll take to my sewing machine. I'll sew from here to here and from here to here. I'll repeat the same thing for others. Okay, this is it after joining them together. You can see. Okay, next I'll come down to the smallest and I'll fold in 1 inch and take to my sewing machine and sew. I'll sew close to the edge. Next, after folding in 1 inch, next is to sew it to my base. Okay, I will be sewing it to the left side of my base facing me. Okay, so next I'll fold my base into half. So that I can mark the middle. I will insert a pin at the middle. Then from that place, I will measure 3 inches towards my right. That is where the diamond part will be starting from. So I'll measure 3 inches from the middle towards my right. I'll insert a pin there to mark it. Okay, next I'll take the upper layer. I'll mark 2 inches. I'll start sewing it to the base from 2 inches. So I'll mark 2 inches and insert a pin there. Okay, so you can see. So next I'll take to my sewing machine. I'll start from here on the 3 inches mark. You can see. Then I'll sew it to my base. I'll sew to my base till I get to the end here. Okay, this is it after sewing it to my base. You can see this is the 2 inches. Okay, so next I will double thread my needle and I will set aside. Next I will start forming my plate from the top part here. I'll start forming my plate from here. I'll fold my base so it doesn't affect my plate. Okay, first around the middle part, I'll just come guess the middle and fold in 1 inch. You can see. Then I'll start forming my plate. I've already taught this in my previous videos. Okay, after that I will hold the plate with my needle and thread. Okay, after that I will knot it. Okay, I have about 12 plates. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, next I'll place it on my mannequin head. Okay, next I'll follow the plates that I made earlier and continue forming my plate till I get to the end. You can see. Just put your hands inside from the back and continue arranging the plates. As I do, I will press it a little bit so that it will leave a mark for easier plating when I start pulling up the upper parts later. Okay, next I'll come to these first 3 plates. You can see I'll put them, they should be on the same line, then I'll stitch them together. You can see, just to keep them in place. Okay, it will serve as a guide. These ones will come up and meet up with them. Okay, after that, don't cut out your thread yet, just keep it, set it aside, then come back here and we'll start pulling up the upper plates. You see? Okay, so from the middle part, from where we inserted the first needle and thread, I'll just move away my hand here and start pulling up the upper plates. You can see what I'm doing. Just watch what I'm doing. Pull them up, pull them up. Then I will continue. I will shift my hand, arrange the plates and continue pulling them up. I'm holding on to here so that this does not scatter. Okay, next you can see I'll stitch them together. Okay, I'll be repeating the same thing on this side. Okay, I'll just shift my autogele. Okay, so I'll come here to the end here. I'll measure 2.5 inches and I'll insert a pin there. That is where I'll be holding all my plates together at. Okay, so next I will repeat the same thing that I did here. Okay, when I'm done, I'll stitch them together from that place that I inserted the pin. You can see. This is it. Next, I'll work on my fan plate. For the fan part, I'm using 20 inches, 20 inches, 40 inches, 40 inches. If you are using any other fabric that is not Ashoke, use 20 inches by 12 inches and 40 inches by 12 inches. Note, if you are using a light fabric, you need to add fusible interfacing to it. Okay, for the fan plates, I've joined the two 20 inches together and the two 40 inches together. Okay, I have hemmed this part. I folded it in like this. Okay, so next I'll join the 20 inches to the 40 inches. I'll come here and join it. This is the front side is facing me, so I will join them here. Okay, this is it. After joining them, you can see. Next, I'll be forming my fan plate on the first two strips and straight plate on the last two strips. Okay, I'll start forming my plate. I want the height of my plate to be 7 inches. You can make it longer or shorter. Okay, so I'll measure 7 inches. Okay, this is my 7 inches. I'll hold on to it. I'll measure 1 inch. Okay, this is 1 inch. I'll fold in 1 inch. I'm still holding on to the 7 inches. Okay, I'll be folding in straight fan plates first. I'll make about 5 straight fan plates first before slanting my fan plates. Okay, pick. I'll place and pick. You can see. Okay, you can see I've made about 5 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can stitch them together to keep them in place. So I'll stitch them. Okay, so this is it. I'll set my thread apart. Next is to start slanting it. Okay, from here I'll be measuring 3 inches. This is where I'll be slanting it to. So I'll fold, you can see I'll slant it to this 1 inch here. I'll measure here 2 inches. Okay, you can see what I did. From here to here is 2 inches. From here to here is 3 inches. You can see. Then I'll start slanting it. I'll start slanting them. When I get to the last second strip, you can see I'll stitch them together. The next is to form my plates on the last 2 strips. Okay, first I'll fold in 1 inch. I'll fold in 1 inch and take to my sewing machine and sew it. Okay, next I'll form my straight plates on the remaining 2 strips. Okay, I will stitch them. After stitching them together, I will knot my thread. Okay. Okay, next I'll cover these edges, these rough edges, with ashoke. If you have enough excess fabric here, you can use it and cover it, but if you don't have, you can cut out extra fabric to cover it. So I don't have, the one I have here will not be enough to cover it, so I will just trim it out. Okay, so I have enough extra one here. I'll just cut it out and use it and cover the other part. Okay, then after that I'll pull it out. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, then this I will just fold this place in. Okay, you can take to your sewing machine and just close it up. Okay, next I'll just take it backwards and stitch it down to my base. Okay, next I'll be attaching the fan part to my base 1 inch after the middle. You can see this is the middle. I'll attach it 1 inch after the middle on my left. After that, I will knot it. Okay, next I'll cover the rough edges with this remaining part. You can see what I'm doing. Just cover the rough part. Okay, try to hide your stitch as much as possible. Okay, after that, you see this pointy part, just place it well till you reach to the end and stitch it down here. You can see what I did, just so that it will look neat at the back. Okay, next I'll take the first plate of the fan plate. You can see I'll use it and cross over like this. I'll cross it over the web part. I'll sew here first to keep it in place here. You can see what I'm doing. I'll stitch the remaining parts to my base. Okay, when I get to the end, I will knot my thread. Let's see. Okay, next I'll place it on my mannequin head to arrange the rest of my fan plates. Okay, next is to arrange the plates well. Okay, you know, like we normally do, I'll pull out this side, the top part of it. And I'll stitch them at 2.5 inch from here. I'll measure 2.5 inch and stitch them together there. When I'm satisfied with the look, I'll stitch them together. Okay, when I'm done, I'll knot my thread. Okay. Next is to attach the tying part, but first I will trim out the excesses here. I will leave out 1 inch and trim out the remaining part. I have done that here. I will trim out this part. Okay. Okay, next I'll attach the tying part. I'm using 12 inches and 16 inches. You can use 16 inches. Okay, I've folded one part of it twice, that's hemming it, 1, 2. I've done the same to this part. So next I'll use it to cover the rough edge here. You can see the right side facing the gele. I'm done with this. I'll pull it out. I'll repeat the same thing on this side. Okay, next you can place on your mannequin head and secure it at the back before working on this web part, or you can work on it on the table. I'll be working on it on the table. Okay, I will first pull out the thread that I inserted earlier. Okay, I'll pull up my plates like this. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll start forming my web from the third plate. Now this is my frame, 1, 2, 3 from the third. So from where I attach the tying part, I'll measure 3 inches upwards. That's where I'll start forming my web. So I'll measure 3 inches. Okay, this is 3 inches from here. That's where I'll hold on to it. I'll pull it up like upwards like this. I'll pull the 2 upwards and I'll attach pin. Pull it tightly. Just watch what I'm doing and see. I'll pick up the next 2. I'll pull it up. So I'll pull them up too tightly. I'll repeat the same thing till I get to the last plate. Okay, this is it. You can see. Okay, then I'll start forming my web. You can see it. Okay, so the next web that I will form, I will pick up the first one. I picked up the third and the fourth, so the next one I will be picking up the fourth and the fifth. You can see it. That's how we'll continue. So I'll do it till I get to the end. I'll be holding with pins first, then later I'll stitch them. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, the third one that I will form, it will be like the first one. That is the third and the fourth. So from here you can start pushing them apart well, so that your diamond, you will form your diamond shape. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, the fourth and the second will be the same thing. So that's how I'll continue till I get to the end here. Okay, next is to thread my needle and start stitching each way. You see, any place that I attached pin, that's where I'll start stitching one by one till I get to the end. Okay, this is what I will do. Yeah. You can just bring out your pin, hold on to the place you inserted pin, pull out your pin, you can see, then pass your needle from the one on top, from the plate on top, that is the ones you are working on. Then from the one on top, bring it down to the one under. You can see this is the one under. Then I'll pull it out, I'll pass it again and pass it through the one on top, then down to the one under. You can see, then bring it out. Okay, that is okay. Then I'll put it back to the one on top. Then from the back I'll knot my thread. That is how I will continue till I get to the end. Okay, I'm done. Next, you can apply rhinestones on each place that you tacked, but it's optional. Okay, next what I will do, I will bring this my fan, I'll open it up like this and tack it down. You can see, tack it down like this. Okay, next I'll tag the fan and the web part together to keep them together. You can see, so okay, you can come here too and tag them together too. You can see. Okay, when I'm done, next is to tack my fan plates. You can see, just to keep them in place. Okay, my autogele is ready. If you love what you watch, don't forget to support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.